Alright, good morning. This lesson is for my Trig-Precalc class. Before I get started, I want to say that I hope everyone's doing alright out there. Let's keep making sure that we're doing all the assignments that I assign. I'm sure some of you may have noticed that grades have adjusted. And the reason being is the first 2 weeks of our distance learning, all those assignments were changed from a credit assignment to an extra credit assignment. So if you've done those assignments, you should have seen your grades shift in the upwards direction. If you have not done those assignments, you still can do those assignments. And we want to make sure that we're in a position again that when this is all said and done, that we can get credit for this last semester of us in quarantine and going through this distance learning. So I'm gonna today's lesson, it's more of a just like a conceptual question. I think that it's a good time to kind of discuss this kind of thought, and I would like to just show you how I came up with the question that I'm asking you to work on, and I added to the question that I'd like you to explain your answer to someone who doesn't have a mathematical background. And I think that if you're able to articulate the concept in that way, that shows me you really understand the concept. Now, a lot of times we want these answers to be harder than they actually need to be. And in fact, this question, I think, follows that type of question where you might think it's a really difficult question, but in actuality, it's not too bad. All right, so let's talk about the ingredients for the question that I'm asking you to do today. The last lesson we did something called the change of base, where we were literally I'm having a hard time talking today, where we were literally able to take a log and rewrite it as a fraction, where the base number and the of number became the of numbers in both logs, and we get to actually choose the value of c. Okay, so we saw that we can rewrite a log in this form. And I want to remind you that log base b of a is equal to whatever exponent b needs to equal a. And so a very simple example of this could be something that looks like this. Log base 5 of 25. And so the question would be, what exponent does 5 need to turn into 25? And we know that 5 squared is equal to 25. So this is going to be the exponent that 5 needs to turn into 25. All right. So I'd like to come back and talk about our change of base idea. And remember, we're allowed to choose any value for our base number. So again, I'm going to write log base b of a but instead of using c for my number, I'm going to pick my base number to be a. So now I get log base a of a divided by log base a of b. Now remember that log base a of a, this is what exponent a needs to turn into a, right? And so we know that a to the first power is equal to a. So that means that log base b of a will be equal to 1 over log base a of b. And this is the equation that my question today is about. And so, again, I want to just walk you through I wanted to show you where the equation came from, right? And so we understand that this numerator turns into 1. But let's go back and talk about the question. My question that I'm asking is, if this right here is larger than 1, what does that mean about this guy? What must be true about this so it's equal to that side of the equation? And again, I'm going to be reading your answers on this one, and they're due on Friday at 3. And I want you to answer this question. Don't make it mathematical. You know, you can use my ice cream analogy to answer this question. But I would like you to just try to explain it. I think you can answer this question in about 5 or 6, 7 sentences, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But try not to regurgitate the question in your answer. Just putting words in there, hoping that you've hit the right concept. So you know, I'm not gonna discuss it too much. But remember, I also want to point something out. This is a very goofy way to write a number, and all I'm telling you is that this number is larger than 1. All right. So that's gonna be our lesson for today. Also, make sure that you take the attendance for today. And again, the first 2 weeks of assignments are extra credit. So those of you guys who are really worried about your grades, or you don't quite have the passing grade, and you haven't done it, go back and do them. I want to make sure that I can give you credit through this quarantine. If there is an issue or something I can help you out with, let me know. I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to pass, and if I can help out in any way, I will. Again, I hope everyone is doing all right out there. Have a good day. I will post Friday's video on Friday. I'm writing the assignment today. I'm sorry I didn't get it in earlier. We can turn in the assignment well after spring break. And Friday's assignment's just going to be a review assignment. I'm going to post a lesson about graphing. I'm going to post a lesson about evaluating. I'm just going to do some review lessons, individual video lessons about logarithmic problems. So again, I hope everyone's doing okay out there, and I will post the next video on Friday. Thank you. Have a good day.